everybody, welcome to the Public here on Monsters Network. I'm your host, the Atlantic Sunday ADV. Joining me is the one, the only Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello. Welcome
Hi.
to a Sunday night broadcast.
Yes. We were just talking about having differences in things since sports came up.
Yeah.
Corey likes his football.
Look, it's football season and it's Sunday night. What do you want from me?
I mean,
there's games Sunday, Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night. Okay? And guess what? I have to record on all of those times. So it's fine though. I just like to watch some football. Hey, Geek Bros in the chat. Grayson's in the chat.
Yes.
Hello. Anyways.
Hello everybody. Hello Grayson. Hello Jack. Love those guys. I miss Jack. I was just thinking about him.
I know.
A while back.
I saw Jack on LinkedIn of all places the other day looking fancy. So just throwing that out there.
He looks so smart. Jack is just everything. Grayson is just everything. The community in Boss Rush, you guys are everything. Listeners, right now, viewers right now, you guys are everything. I love all the interaction. But Corey, how was your weekend? Or like how was your Saturday in even this time of recording, I should say, the Sunday?
It's been good. I just kind of hung out and watched the Browns lose today, and I do have stuff to talk about for Snacktendo because I cooked dinner tonight. Ooh. And it was pretty good, but we'll save it. We'll save it. I actually cooked food twice this week, which was rare for me, so.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, pretty good weekend. How was your weekend, Ed?
It really was good. So, at church today, my friend, before we had even started service, we had our rehearsal, and he started playing this song for what they was gonna play for offering, and I heard it, and when he finished it, I talked to him. I was just like, you know what? That sounds like the theme song to Amen. And he was just like, "Oh my goodness, this is the like kind of comedy church thing that they used to show on NBC around like 7:00 in 2 to 7."
Church. Is that
yeah,
comedy church?
I mean, because the comedy takes place in a church, as a sitcom. Shirley Hemsley is on it from not 2 to 7. But the way that he was playing it was reminding me of the theme song. And when he got up, he started singing it because I started singing it. And so we were just cracking up. He just like, if I start singing this song during service, I'm gonna blame you. I was just like, that's fine. So the speaker, the pastor, was talking about shining your light and everything with people. And he had a limp with the light thing, and I was just like, "Oh, my friend got to do the announcements. If he starts singing that song, I'm gonna die laughing."
Wow.
But he saying something else. It was really funny. It was just one of those moments where I was just talking to God. I was just like, "God, you really was funny today."
Wow.
But it was really good. I did order some stuff. I don't know if I think I mentioned this to you, Corey. Probably not. I ordered rechargeable battery for my Xbox controllers. The one to put in, I can plug to the system. I'm gonna see how that works. Because I am still using rechargeable batteries that I like, the Energizer ones. I'm still using those and everything. But I kind of want to see, hopefully, that this Xbox One is better than last time. Because the one that I got from my Xbox One, it stopped charging like after about a few uses. So I hope the Series X one works better for it. I kind of was looking at some. I went to Target and I did see some Series X controllers. They had that electric one, which is like a lime green.
I have that. I
They
have
had.
that one.
Uh, I was looking at the Elite 2 for the Series X. I think it's the newest one. It kind of looks almost like a Pro controller for Switch, and color and design and everything. And I'm just like, do I? I mean, I'm attracted to its design, but I don't think I need it, like, or
Look,
anything.
my favorite feeling Xbox controller is the 20th anniversary one. I love the hard shell that they used for it.
Hmm.
But sorry, you froze with your thumb up your nose and it made me
Oh no.
no, but like the thing I hate about it the most is that it has the rubber grips on it, and I hate the rubberized grips on controllers. I just hate them so much.
Uh-huh.
And I know it's a preference thing and I know it's a feel thing, but like, man, I hate those things so much, and I can't use my 20th anniversary controller because it has the rubberized grips, and so it just sits on my shelf next to my Master Chief helmet in the 5 Xbox games I own.
Oh. Oh
So,
wow. I
and two of those are Destiny, so which
uh
also are obsolete. And so, meh.
I I swear that Destiny PlayStation 4
I know I don't
console
want to talk about it.
is I know, but it's so beautiful, man.
Although if they make Destiny faceplates for the PS5, I'm gonna have to get them. So even though I don't have a PlayStation 5, it's fine. It's fine. I think Ed froze. Yep, there's the Skype sound. There it is,
Uh-oh.
reconnected. There he is.
Oh, I just don't know Skype. What am I doing wrong?
You're talking through your Xbox and you need a new computer, Ed. That's the problem.
But then even the computer does it sometimes.
Well, get better internet. I don't know. Move. Leave. I don't know.
If I
Call in
move,
on your phone. I don't care. Figure it
if
out.
I move, where do I go?
I don't I don't know. We have a basement. I guess you could sleep in the dryer. I don't know.
Damn. Wait, I gotta, I gotta sleep in the dryer for
I
it.
don't know. There's a crawl space. You could sleep in there, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, the shade, just
Mm.
the shade to our friendship. Like, what did I do wrong?
I mean, there's a wall. If you still want to work at Walgreens, there's one within walking distance. So,
Ah,
not that that's recommended, but you could. It's an
okay.
option.
Could you see me having my own place right by
No,
you?
I couldn't. I don't know.
Why?
I've been staring at the same corner of the room you're in right now for 7 years, and I've never seen any other aspect of your your
No, I'm
place of
talking to,
residence. So,
no, I'm talking about if I did get my own place and it was close to you, like.
I mean, Sana would make me record at your place because she's probably tired of hearing me yell. So,
I could just see her. Corey, are you going over Ed's house? Yeah. I just got to make sure that I have the right snacks.
she'd probably just be
So.
like, "Why don't you just move there and then you can come see the kids, and then you can leave." And I'll be like, "Oh no, this is how it ends."
No.
It's fine.
Uh, I would have to get another bed though. Um, no. But yeah, that's kind of how my weekend was. I did pick up some games though. Bayonetta is nowhere to be found.
I know
Target.
my Best Buy order got delayed, and it's gonna be here on the 6th. So, yeah, it's interesting. We'll say, uh,
Yeah, my
Bayonetta's
my
nowhere. Like if you want it, you cannot get it.
yeah, my Best Buy, they dropped the whole order. Like I'm not talking about canceling the pre-order. They were just like, we don't have it in our store at all. We're not carrying it. I'm like, what
Yeah,
the heck?
mine. Let's see. I'm gonna look up mine currently. But the last thing I got was your order fulfillment has been delayed. Do you want us to just ship it to you? And I said yes.
I'm
Um,
probably gonna have to see if I could get one shipped to me. Because So I bought Valkyrie Elysium for PlayStation 4. They had it there, so I bought that. I bought Soul Hackers 2 for Xbox Series X. It was only $40.
Hmm.
Like they already dropped it on the sale. I'm like, this game just came out 2 weeks ago. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's already on the sale, so I snagged that. Um, and then I pre-ordered Tesla Symphonia because I think it's only $40.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that would be coming next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking of pre-ordering Near Automata. Uh,
I did.
yeah, but I think I'm going to go pick that one up. I think I'm gonna
I
order
would have
it
pre-ordered that one,
Thursday.
man. I just have a bad feeling about that game not being printed a lot.
Available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
it's funny on Thursday I have 3 games coming with like suggestively dressed women on the covers, and I'm just like, oh no,
uh-oh.
I hope I get to the mail first, because my wife's gonna have a lot of questions.
uh,
uh,
they will come in a box so that people don't see.
I don't know, the
Uh,
Amazon ones come in these bags that you can just rip open. Half the time they're
oh,
already open when I get to the mailbox, because
oh, good
they
with
don't know
me.
how to pack
Uh,
things.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I probably ordered Near Automata because it's been getting good reviews for it, and I think that's
Yeah.
another game. It's one of those games that, yeah, I want to have this just in case.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
for it.
I think that's the game I'm gonna play next. I would like to finish Link's Awakening at some point.
Hmm.
My plan was to play it this weekend, but I played way too much Destiny this weekend. So but we'll get to that with playing with power. But I
Yeah.
just yeah, I think near I've been like going back and forth on playing it or not, because I hear it starts out kind of slow and then you have to play through it like 2 or 3 times to get the full, like, this is what people mean by this game is special. So like I'm trying to prepare my mind for that. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, but there's also 3 other games coming out in October that I kind of want. So yeah.
Well, yes. So, well, yeah, we're gonna get into playing with power a little bit later, because there are some games that, a game that I finished and stuff that I started up. But Corey, we got some Patreon producers to shout out, so let's shout them out.
Yeah. Whoops. I dropped my phone on the keyboard. Nothing stopped. Okay.
Oh,
Whoops. Yeah. If you want to support Nintendo Power Block, Expansion Pass, and other shows on the Boss Rush Network, you can head on over to Patreon. Patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, where you get early access to multiple shows for just $1 a month. But if you want to subscribe to our $5 a month tier, you become a Patreon producer. What does that mean? It means you get a shout out on this here program as a producer on the show. So without further ado, our Patreon producers for this episode of Nintendo Power Block are Celeste Roberts, Francisco Santillan, Rebecca Jewell, Adriel Munger, and my wife, Sana Dierig. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank all of our free listeners. I want to thank everybody for your continued support. Just a few FYIs here. We are kind of reworking our line of content a little bit, just to free up some time for our teammates and ourselves, just because we do a lot and it's starting to become a lot to do and handle. So I think our goal is to do more with less, like play some Nintendo games together instead of, recording, 2 other podcasts that maybe people don't really care for. And one of the shows on the chopping block is Standard Definition, to, kind of be upfront with everybody. I really like the idea of that show, and we work really hard to put that show out, but it's not getting the reception that we hoped it would, and we're going to put it on the shelf right next to Arsenal X, and maybe one day we'll bring it back in a reformed way in a kind of new package. But for now, we're going to finish out the year. And then once the year is over, we're going to kind of put a bow on it. But we're going to move ranking Nintendo, since that seems to be the one that's getting a lot of attention. We're going to move it over to PAL Block under the Expansion Pass label and do some interesting things with it, like ranking mainline games. I think a lot of people really want us to talk about each of the mainline Zelda games. So we're going to have a conversation with Stephanie and figure that out, and maybe stream them as well, stream the games, and then we'll talk about them. And then Ed and I are going to try to figure out how to incorporate more things into Expansion Pass so that our patrons aren't losing access to shows, right? Because, if we take something away, we don't want to feel like people are paying for more, less for the same price. So we're going to try to figure that out, and there'll be an announcement on Patreon soon and in the Discord and Twitter and stuff like that. So if you want to keep up to date, join the Discord and follow us on Twitter, and you will figure it out. So I'm just sorry. Go ahead, Ed.
As for ranking Nintendo, we got 4 more systems to rank, which is the Wii, 3DS, Wii U, and Switch. So you guys be aware of that content. Hopefully you guys be able to check that out. And when we do the full reveal, hopefully you guys like the list. I know if they want us to do ranking Zelda games, there's a lot that I have to play.
Well, we're gonna do them in order, I think. I mean, not to get too in the weeds and kind of get into the meat of the show now, but I think for Zelda 1 and 2, we will probably do those as one episode.
Yes.
I think probably A Link to the Past probably deserves its own episode, right? I'm pretty sure that deserves its own episode. The Oracle games will probably be paired together, and then all the 3D Zelda games will probably get their own episodes, right? But there's going to be a couple times where we kind of just say, hey, these games probably belong in the same discussion, so we're going to, talk about them.
Yeah, because I think A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds probably deserve their own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really thinking just the NES games probably deserve a paired episode, right? Like Zelda 1 and 2. Oracle of Ages and Seasons probably should go together. I think all the Four Swords games should probably be their own episodes if we decide to do those, and Triforce Heroes. Spin-off games like Link's Crossbow Training, I guess we could probably put in with Twilight Princess and stuff like that. The CDI games, I don't know if we're going to do those or not, but I think that would be hilarious if we did. So keep an eye out. What? Sorry.
Oh no, the CDI ones. I think it's something to mention, and maybe that'd be a bonus. I want to put that kind of in just a regular expansion pass, and probably me and Stephanie talk about it. And we're just talking about just that the CDI and Nintendo going with Panasonic over Sony for the PlayStation, and then see how that kind of transpires.
Yeah, not too great for Nintendo on that front. The PlayStation is pretty successful. So.
Yes.
Hey, look, my wife's here. Hi, wife.
Hi, Sana.
She waved.
Hi,
she waved.
Let's
see if she waves through the window or through the door. Nope. Got one of the 5 fingers.
Let's say the thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. We'll say that.
But go ahead, Corey.
Go
ahead and finish.
What was I saying? Yeah. So, thank you everybody who did listen to Standard Def. I really, really loved that show, but I think in our Discord discussion, I think we have to see what's best for the team, and everybody that's involved. It's not like this or Boss Rush Podcast, right? Where you and I sit down here and we'll have Grayson on or Nintendo pals or whoever else as guests, right? And,
Mhm.
or Stephanie or whatever. And like, we'll talk for 90 minutes and then get out, right? Like, it's Standard Definition is one of the few shows, ironically, that involves everybody, or
Mhm.
some sort of panel of everybody and guests. And, Mark just had his baby and he's on two of the bigger series for those. Yeah, and I don't want to sound like I'm not blaming Mark at all. Like, Mark's been a champ on those things. Just getting getting people together and scheduling a night and getting a couple episodes recorded has just been a challenge for everyone involved, and it's not producing the listenership that we want. And so, yeah, I think it's time. We gave it a year. That's more than most podcasts, I think. The episodes that are available are still going to be available, right? Even on YouTube, they'll be separated by show or by series, so like you'll be able to watch all the Indiana Jones ones, all the Ranking Nintendos and all that stuff. But just to give everybody a heads up.
And before we move on, it's a good reminder of all of this nostalgia and everything. It's a good way to catch up on the history of these movies and these games, or whatever the topic is. It's good to go back and like actually listen to it. So if you ever get interested and want to see a Disney movie or Marvel movie or play Mass Effect, or want to hear about Nintendo or even the Sega Dreamcast, our content is there for people to go and listen and enjoy and have fun with. So I can say that I am proud of everyone who contributes to Standard Definition. Um, and it's just a reminder that things from the past still could be fun and resonate to why we have the things that we have today at this present moment and maybe in the future. So with that, everybody, let's get into Snacktendo. Corey, what have you been snacking on?
Well, Ed, I have two things.
Before you go,
oh
am I
gosh.
about no, if am I about to get ready to pass out?
You might want to lay down now, and then I'll just talk about it, and then you don't have to hurt yourself.
Okay, go ahead.
So on Friday was a work potluck lunch thing, and so
yes, I know where this is going.
So in a crock pot, I put meatballs and chopped up pineapple in a crock pot with some open pit barbecue sauce and a little bit of chili powder to make them a little bit spicy. So I made sweet and spicy meatballs, and they were pretty good. I actually had some for lunch today too because I was watching the Browns and I wanted something, I don't know, to eat that was simple. So I just microwaved them and ate some, and they were still good. And yeah, they were really good. Not gonna lie to you. And then tonight, I made some fajitas. I chopped up some green peppers and onions, grilled them up real crispy, threw in some chicken with them, and then put a little bit of cheese and salsa on it. And guess what, man? They were really good. So, not too much cheese though. I'm like, I don't know, cheese. I get real weird with cheese. I'm not like a cheese person. I like some cheese, like I also really like Easy Mac, which I know that's not real cheese, but whatever. But like when I want like a snack or something, right? Cheese isn't like my go-to,
It's I say when it comes to tacos and fajitas, shredded cheese is the thing. Because even sometimes if you shred a lot of cheese and it's left over and everything, that sometimes becomes a snack to me. In a sense. Even if I'm having a taco salad, like my mom she'll make a taco salad and everything, I make sure that she has shredded cheese in it and everything. And normally for burgers, but yeah, I kind of don't eat cheese like it's a regular snack or anything.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. My kids love it, but they're kids, they like that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of what I ate and made. So the fajitas are really good. I really like grilled onions and green peppers, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I don't eat them a lot. Probably because it's just annoying to cut them up and
Good, good.
prepare them and cook them. So that's probably three of the reasons why. Uh, but man, when you cook them right and you cook them with some chicken, put a little bit of seasoning on them, throw them in a
Uh-huh.
tortilla, man, nothing
That
like it.
flavor.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
and so it's funny because I almost threw another bag of chicken in there. I was like, I don't know, this doesn't look like enough, but I think if I put another bag in, it's too much, and then it ended up being too much for both of us anyway. So I did the responsible thing and had three more than the four I originally ate, and
So
ate the
you had.
rest.
Uh,
You
I
know,
thought you would say something at least for work.
no, no, I gotta look. It's 5 weeks until my vacation. I have to really start not eating like an animal because,
Okay. You
uh,
have to do that when you go when you go on vacation.
gosh, man, the food
I'm
is
I'm
good, man, but it's one of those things, and this is probably more of an after dark topic than a Power Block topic. But like, I love food and I love eating it, but I hate how I feel after I eat it. And I'm not getting any younger, so that food is sticking around longer than it used to, and you know, um, yeah,
I'm just waiting for the vacation food. I'm literally excited for the vacation food. I,
yeah.
I, I have I have prepared myself for my yeses, my my passing outs. I have all saved it
What are you gonna do for
for.
Power Block that week? Are we? Are you gonna have it? Are you gonna have Grayson on? Or
I'm
are you
taking
gonna
a
make
week
Grayson
off.
and Stephanie come on and then make the show better and then kick me off?
We we are taking that week off. You going on
Wow.
vacation? I'm on vacation. I'm
Whoa.
not doing no power block, no expansion pass. If we got to do something early to put it out, do that. We'll do it.
Yeah,
But no,
we'll probably end up doing that.
I think that week is just I I know we talk about content creators needing a break. I
Hmm.
think this is a break that just me and you both need, just
Yeah,
to
I mean,
recharge and everything.
I think everybody needs a break, right? I mean that
Hmm.
I know we're not gonna do shows on Thanksgiving week, right?
Right.
Uh, so I mean that'll be a nice break for everybody, but I don't know, man. I need what I need. I don't need like I mean I need a break, but what I need is a break to catch up on like paperwork and banking and like figuring out tax stuff and you know how to get more prominent guests on the show and
Hmm.
trying to do like the behind the scenes things, which is another reason
Yes.
why we're trying to see how we can lighten the podcast workload and actually focus on doing other things because yeah, so that's yeah, I think a break will be nice. I'm ready for that Disney vacation, man. My It's funny, my cousin is actually there this week and she
Oh,
has
nice.
been posting pictures on Facebook and man, it's funny cuz she's going with us too to kind of help with the kids and kind of hang out and just go also. So,
Hmm.
but man, she posted a bunch of pictures today. I'm like, man, just want to go. We're skipping Animal Kingdom though, so which is fine. But kids, you gotta do what's best for the kids, and Animal Kingdom at their age kind of feels like a waste of a day. So
Yeah. And plus, you go to the zoo a lot with the kids, so
yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like I mean, they're not big enough to ride like the roller coasters or
Uh,
that kind of thing. Well, my daughter, my daughter might be, uh, and no, nobody's into Avatar as beautiful as the Pandora Land is, and Dino Land will be under construction, and it's just like it'll just be a waste of a day. So we're gonna try to do something else. I think we're gonna go back to the Magic Kingdom one day, like that other day, because that's about where my daughter is mentally. So yeah.
I kind of do if I go back to Disney. I kind of want to go to Disneyland in California. Only reason is because I have been to Disney World a lot, and I
Hmm.
only been to Disneyland in California once. Because my
I've never
plan is
been.
like,
You know how big of a Disney fan I am. I've never been to Disneyland.
mhm. I went to Disneyland with my brother and my mom, because that was the first on the plane flying to California,
Hmm.
and that's when I first ate Fruit Stripes gum because my ears popped.
Mm.
It was helping my ears pop. But and I gotta find the picture. But my mom brought me and my brother a Mickey Mouse hoodie. It was the same kind of hoodie and everything.
Hmm.
Because we was going on a water ride and stuff. California was beautiful. At that time, at that age. But I kind of want to go to um there's Six Flags Magic Mountain. I want to do also.
Mm.
So I kind of want to do like a theme park thing. Um, and I actually, when I was a kid, we went to Disneyland, we went to the San Diego Zoo, and we also went to SeaWorld.
Mm.
There, and
Yeah, but
SeaWorld was fine.
That SeaWorld is like like SeaWorld has changed since I was.
Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be big, and it kind of wasn't. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but Disneyland, I would love to go to. Um, and I think I told you this, Corey, that so I went to Disney World in Florida in eighth grade, and then I also went for my senior year because we got to sing at Epcot Center,
Hmm.
my school choir.
Yeah.
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 So,
It's the 40th anniversary of Epcot this year, so there's a bunch of stuff
oh, that's
I already have my eye on down there, like the 40th anniversary Figment plush and
I'm,
maybe a T-shirt.
I, how can I send you money so I could get a hoodie?
I don't know. There's multiple ways to do that. So
We'll talk later. uh,
so
so,
yeah.
back to Snack Nintendo. Not really much for me. I did do some chicken tenders from Chili's, which was really good. I haven't had their chicken tenders, so I was decided to try them and everything. Had a wreck sandwich from Potbelly's. Um, Actually went to my favorite mall food like restaurant in the food court called Little Tokyo. Got some noodles, some chicken teriyaki, and fried rice. So good. Like their chicken teriyaki, no one has. Like the taste is really, really good. Um, but realized when I got into the mall, half of 70% of that food court that I normally go to was gone.
Mm.
Like so there was no pizza place, there was no Subway, um, wasn't a Taco Bell or McDonald's. Like that whole thing was gone. Even the Cinnabon place was like closed. I'm like, what the heck? They did have the pretzels though, um, and I didn't get any because I wasn't in the mood for it. I really was going there to get just lunch because I had just left church. I was actually getting lunch so I could go to Best Buy, pick up my stuff, and come home. Uh, so I was just like, well, since I'm going up there, I might as well just stop at their food court and get food. And I was just like, man, this looks like a ghost town, for this food court. Um, but yeah, and eating some Cool Ranch Lays. They were kind of like 29 cents. They might still be. I was just like, ooh, $30, 30 cents for a bag of chips that the freedom person just put out.
Mhm.
Great. uh, but yeah, that's pretty much it and everything. Haven't really did any Halloween candy or stuff like that. Uh, but but yeah, that's pretty much it for Stack Tender for me. Nothing big, nothing major. I probably won't be doing like uh probably I won't be doing anything big until my vacation in November. When I go to the city to do some food things there. And then my plan during my time of vacation is go to see Shay and Jesse and probably try some food spots out there. So hopefully I could come back and talk more about that on Stack Tendo.
Hmm.
Uh,
Nice.
and everything. I'm excited to see Jesse. I have to apologize to him. I had to actually cancel my trip to go see him due to work because of
Oh, you mean when
um
you were on vacation and you still went into work? That one?
yeah, the week that folks kids want to be in the hospital and everything, and no one can yeah.
Hmm.
uh, that situation is that situation, and I'm gonna let it be
Hmm.
and everything. So um
You're the only
yeah,
person that goes into work on vacation.
you can't do nothing when everybody's calling you, and you can't close the store.
Hmm. That's not your
And then
fault
when
if
you
you're on
come,
vacation.
I know, but then I gotta come back and hear everybody's complaints, and I
That's
don't
not
feel
your
like hearing none
problem.
of that.
That's not your
I know,
problem.
I know, I know. I just don't want to hear no complaints. All I know is when my next vacation happen, because now we got another manager. Y'all figure out y'all whole situation. I'm out. Starting that Sunday, I'm out. Don't
What if
look
you
for
actually
me.
left the state to go somewhere? Are you going to drive
That's
back
what
or
I'm.
fly back to go to
That's
work and then go
that's.
back on vacation?
No, I Sunday that Saturday when I close and I shut the door, I'm putting my work keys in. Do not look for me. Do not call me. I am out.
Okay.
If y'all mugs text me, I'm not. You know what? Don't give me that shady look. Uh, but Courtney, you want to get into playing with power? I know you're looking at the game.
No, this is my impression of Ed. Hello? I'm on vacation. What do you want? Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. That was your phone call with work. Anyways, playing with the power. All right, Ed. So, um, I played way too much Destiny this weekend. So I guess I'll start there. We did the Kingsfall raid, and I got the Touch of Malice, the exotic scout rifle from the raid. I was the only one on our raid team that got it, so that was fun. I love getting things that I don't normally have the luck of getting. So, uh, yeah. So this weekend we're planning on running the Vault of Glass raid, so I can try my hand at getting Vex Mythoclast, which is the other other really random drop to get from these raids.
Ah,
But yeah, man, I don't know. So most of you know I run a Destiny podcast called Tower Casuals, and we we were really hesitant of opening a Discord just because, like, I mean, you know how toxic and weird communities can get in different
mm-hmm.
different different communities. So, but we decided we were like, look, let's just do it. Let's see, and turns out everybody in that Discord is great, and we all play together, and it's really fun to play with people who listen to your show. And something I think we might do with Nintendo Power Block and the rest of the shows is, maybe start playing games together. So yeah, it's been really fun playing with them, and so I think it's made me enjoy Destiny a lot more than I have in recent months,
Mm-hmm.
just because I have people to play with in big in-game activities. Uh,
Is everybody doing like crossplay, like
oh yeah,
PC,
yeah.
Xbox, PlayStation?
One raid, one raid like a couple weeks ago, we had I was playing on my Series S in the office. We had 2 PC players. My friend Mitch was playing on Xbox Series X. And then we had a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 4 player all playing together.
Oh, nice.
And it worked relatively smooth. I mean, there's a couple of hiccups in terms of like voice chat stuff, but now that Discord is on Xbox, like it's really easy just to jump in a Discord call and talk to people.
I haven't. It's asking me to like, do I want to try the Discord chat for Xbox? I haven't did it yet.
Yeah, it's not super complicated. You know, you need your phone, right, and you need to connect your Xbox to your Discord name, but other than that, it's really relatively easy to do. Yeah, we did it. We actually played in the Discord crossplay this past weekend, so that was really cool. It was a really cool experience. And then my nephews came over on Saturday. We played some Smash together. We played some Mario 3D World together. And then it's funny.
Reminds me.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that Super Mario Brothers 5 that fan made. I need to pop it in my Switch and get the code and play. I really want to play. It looks very interesting. And I think that's really cool that he spent all that time making it. I found out that because he was working in it on the first Mario Maker, but then it got too long. So when Mario Maker 2 came out, he redid all that work on Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in playing it. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, I might re-download Mario Maker also, and actually do that. It sounds cool. So yeah, we played Mario 3D World, and then we all kind of split off to do our own thing. I kind of went off to do our social media stuff for the first part of the week for Boss Rush, and then my youngest nephew was playing some Breath of the Wild, and it turns out he's like a really big Zelda fan, and he loves Breath of the Wild, but he doesn't like. He's old enough to like know how to read, but like a lot of the words and stuff in that game are really hard for him to comprehend still. You know, he's seven. But like he runs around the Great Plateau. He like chops down trees and collects resources and finds weapons and stuff and fights the bokoblins. And I wanted to show him how to like climb the towers and actually get the moves and stuff to progress, so he could, you know, do that when he got home. But he was content doing that. And my older nephew was playing Fortnite on my account. So if you saw me playing Fortnite on Saturday, it wasn't me. It was my nephew. Turns out my nephew's really good at Fortnite. Who knew? Dude, he won like 5 rounds. Like in probably like an hour and a half, he won like 5 times.
Wow.
In solos. Like he's like really good. But then I had to make fun of him because he called himself a sweat, and I was like, don't say that word. You know, like a sweaty tryhard. And I was like, oh no. So I gave him a hard time for that, but he's actually like really good at Fortnite. And yeah, really surprised me. He likes that I have cool skins, because like he's buys like, he's allowed to get like the battle pass and stuff, but he doesn't really get a lot of the extra skins and stuff when they come out, because they're like $20 and $30, you know. But he liked
for a skin pack.
Yeah, dude, Fortnite skins are expensive, especially like licensed ones.
I didn't know. I
thought, to get all the Destiny stuff, like 3 skins and like all the gear and stuff, it was like $50.
Ooh.
But it was heavily discounted the first week. But yeah, like if you were to buy it now, it's like $50 or $60 to get all that. And
so
like
that's where they're making all their money.
Yeah, the Gears pack was $40 with Marcus and Kate.
That's crazy.
And like all the Star Wars characters were like $25 or $30. Like it's insane. Like all the Marvel characters are like $25 or $30. Like I remember I was like, man, that'd be cool to play as Captain America in Fortnite. I went on there, the whole pack was $40 for Captain America. I'm like, never mind.
Right.
Captain America's
I'll
not
watch
$40. Cool. And then I
I'll
don't
play
play
him in
Fortnite
Ultimate.
either, so like it was even less worth. You know.
I'll play Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm good.
I mean, I won't even play that. So.
Hey, I thought you would.
Nah,
Did you get it? Did you get Ultimate Alliance 3?
I did, and I played like a little bit of it, and I just didn't care for it. It wasn't for me. I wanted to like it, but you know, it's not that it was a bad game. It just wasn't for me. So, and then I decided it wasn't for me, and then I turned around like a month later and bought all the DLC. So,
maybe that's a game that we should play.
Maybe on stream or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
we need to figure out when we're playing with each other, like as a community. So,
yeah,
that's one thing I would really love to do more. So,
yeah, because I don't get to play games with you often.
I don't get to play games with anybody often. I don't get to play games in general often. So, don't worry. We're going to remedy that. It's fine. And then, what else did I do? What was the other game I played this weekend? Ed, help me. Help!
Was it Link's Awakening?
No, I didn't get to play any Link's Awakening. I need to finish that game. I have 3 dungeons left, and Nier comes out on Thursday, so... I don't know when I'm going to do that, because I was going to do it tomorrow night, but we have Ranking Nintendo tomorrow night, and I forgot. and then Tuesday night is the writers meeting, and I forgot about that, and I haven't been to one in like 3 months, so I figured I should probably go since this is my company. And then Wednesday is Boss Rush and After Dark, and Thursday is Tower Casuals and Expansion Pass, and Friday I have a raid to do. So I guess Saturday I'll play Link's Awakening on Saturday at some point.
Shoot, so I have a rehearsal from 1 to 3 Saturday, and then I'm free for the rest of the day. So I gotta catch up on a lot of stuff, even some writing stuff I gotta get done.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about everything that I wanted to play this year and about our game of the year discussions probably at the end of the year, and I'm like, I am not qualified at all to be on any of those discussions at this moment. Zero.
I mean, I am, but I think definitely the like PS5 exclusive stuff I'm not prepared for, but a lot of the Nintendo and third party stuff I am prepared for, and maybe Xbox is going to be hard this year because they didn't put anything really out that I don't even think. Man, what is their first party game that they put out this year? If any,
I don't think they've put out any because their big games were supposed to be Starfield and Redfall, and they both got delayed.
Yeah.
I mean, Grounded got a 1.0 release. Obsidian's other game is coming out.
Yeah, and I wouldn't count Grounded because it came out. I count sometimes. I feel like early access stuff. I count that as that's the game for that year. So even if it gets like a full release, that I don't know. That's because then that means like, well, that's unfair because nothing. How would I rate Dead Cells or Hades, and that was out on some other platform, and then the full version came to something else. Like it's kind of hard because to me right now, and I'm going to get. Are you done with playing with Private Corey or?
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, like I haven't played Elden Ring. I know I got to pick it up and give it a try for that discussion.
Crossfire X came out for Xbox this year.
Oh, goodness. The single player, right?
Yeah.
The single player campaign. No one talked about that.
No, they talked about it, but not in the way they wanted you to talk about it.
Yikes.
That game, I hear,
right
was
now,
bad.
Yeah. I think right now for like game of the year for me, if I'm going for single player stuff, right now it's Kirby and it's Kirby and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for right now. Like I respect Elden Ring. Splatoon 3 I've been enjoying. Let me jump into what I've been playing. Splatoon 3 been doing some salmon run. Dang it.
Ed doesn't know
Cannot
how to say
say
the
the
word salmon, everybody.
I was about to say salmon run.
You did say
Salmon
salmon
run.
run.
I know. That's I stopped myself trying to say salmon run. Played salmon run, really enjoyed that. Um played some more of the story mode campaign, enjoying that. Been enjoying like the multiplayer stuff. Like I'm really having a ball with Splatoon 3. I am gonna jump back into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I took it out so I can play like Splatoon, get more of a feel of it and everything. Uh, Started a Spirit Farer on because I started playing it on Switch a while back, but then I stopped just to get a feel of it. But I've been playing more of it, and man, it really that soundtrack is really good. Like Spirit Farer, I the crafting is in building stuff is very easy to get into, but this music is phenomenal. It's a really great kind of relaxive piano acoustic soundtrack. I'm really am enjoying Spirit Fair and everything. Like I've been putting a lot of time in it, and I know it's an older game. I actually have it for my Xbox. Uh, but I think when I first bought it, I bought it on Switch. Um, and then when it was on sale on Xbox, I bought it there too. Because I think I did it on the Xbox just to get achievements and everything. But I loving the experience on Switch and everything. So I finished Life is Strange 2 for our Talk the Walk episode. And I could honestly say I have different feelings about it. But this last episode,
Are you guys doing
I,
the
I
second one for Talk the Walk?
yeah,
The
it's our October discussion.
the ones with the brothers?
Yes,
Huh. Okay.
yeah, because next month is True Colors in November.
Yeah, I was just making
Oh,
sure. It's because I've been editing them, so I want to make sure like I'm like, because like I'm trying to schedule stuff out in advance, and
hmm
uh, dude, Talk the Walk is doing really good on YouTube. By the way, the Firewatch one did like I think it's
hmm
at almost like 80 views. I think for us, so which is good for us.
ah, um, oh,
People love
which
that show,
reminds,
man. People love it.
uh, uh, I thank you for reminding me, Corey, of bringing up Talk the Walk, because I had a discussion Saturday, with um with Michael from Festival Podcast. I'm
Mhm.
trying to look it up. Uh, he was designing. He wanted to do like some ink stuff for October, and he was just like Michael Dunleavy from uh,
Franchise Festival.
Franchise Festival. Yeah. Um, he was talking about someone gave me some ideas and everything for Inktober. And so I was like, hey, Gree, and everything. And he drew a picture of Gree, like with her crying, like it is beautiful. It's black and white. It is beautiful.
Hmm.
I'm like, this is drop dead gorgeous. I I didn't. He's very talented, and I'm just like he put hopeful artist on his Twitter page, but I was just like I would literally. I'm like, if he had work or he got a comic, I need to find out like what art you created and selling, because I would literally buy it. I would ship it to me because he did a phenomenal job. And one of my other friends, Douglas in the UK, we got talking about Gree, and uh, I brought up Spiritfarer, and he was just like, "Oh, you're going to enjoy this." So I reached out to him. I put the invitation out to him, be like, "Hey, if we play Spiritfarer in the future for a Talk the Walk episode, I definitely want to have him on." We really had a great conversation, but I just got to give it up to Michael Dunleavy. Um, for his work. Just literally amazing, dude. I would. It really looked like the artwork from Green, and I'm just like, oh, this is high quality talent and everything. So just wanted to give him a shout out. Uh, but yeah, Spiritfarer is what I'm playing. Life is Strange 2. This last episode was I think it's probably the best episode out of all five in this game. And I really just love the way that Don't Nod kind of brought it together and everything in this one. And I'm definitely gonna be talking to him more for Talk the Walk. But I spent most of my weekend playing that so I could get the ending. And I put out on my Twitter that the ending that I chose, I'm satisfied with because they got four more endings. So I would probably have to play through the game again, make different choices so I could get everything and try to get all of the endings and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think Life is Strange 2 is a good game. I'm excited to play True Colors and everything. I know Celeste is also playing Life is Strange 2, and I can't wait to have that discussion and everything. It really is a good time to get through some of the backlogs before spooky game series come up because Dead Space 1 is my like Xbox games that I'm going to be trying to play this month, like 1 to 3, because I do want to get ready for the Callisto project, protocol. Sorry, I'm really excited to play that um in December. So that is kind of like my spooky games uh of October. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm playing. I know I gotta finish. I'm at close to the end to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm probably gonna be popping that in on the weekend and getting through that because I really want to get to the ending. And I want to because everybody's just there. Someone posted a picture and I quickly scrolled down so I don't see it. But everybody is people who have beat the game are just like they look at that ending and it makes people emotional. And it's one of those games. I think it's almost like Breath of the Wild, where if you really want to, you really need to experience this for yourself. We can't tell you anything. We can't spoil it to you. And I haven't really seen no one really spoil Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at all. Um, I just been I know I've been hinting at some things to be like, this happened in this chapter. This is insane, and people be like, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, pretty much that's what I've been playing, everybody. Um, so yeah, we're gonna get into Femi news. Corey, take it away, cause we got some great discussions with the news story.
Yeah, we do. Sorry, let me pull up the doc here. Yeah, so there's quite a few things on. Well, not quite a few. We've got a few things to talk about, but also, why is this so big? Why can't I just zoom out? Thank you. All right. Why is this my doc looks weird? It's like super.
Oh no.
Anyways, Ed, here we go. Our first story tonight, there's actually not really a lot of news, but there is something that's not on the doc that I kind of do want to talk about a little bit after we read these stories. So Nintendo reintroduces Marth for Fire Emblem Engage. This comes from our friends over at Nintendo Life. During its reveal at the September Nintendo Direct, fans of the Fire Emblem series noticed many returning characters, including Marth. Intelligent Systems and Nintendo are releasing information on legendary heroes leading up to the release. In a quote released by Nintendo, quote, the Emblem Marth, also known as the Emblem of Beginnings, is a hero among heroes who is extremely noble and charismatic. The Prince of Altia from the Outrealm continues to Arcania. The Emblem Marth is an ace sword wielder. When characters equip his ring, they're more likely to avoid enemy attacks. Fire Emblem Engage is Nintendo's first major release of 2023, hitting the console in January 20th. Ed, did you get a chance to read this whole thing? Did you get a chance to check this out?
Yes, I did. Um, I'm excited for this. This it's giving me Tokyo Mirage Session vibes to it, but in a different way. Um, and it like I kind of
It's the
understand
art.
that.
It's the art. This art is very
Yeah.
different from Three Houses. I mean, it's still like an anime art style, right? But like, it's very bright and colorful and very striking. I would say
Hmm.
it kind of reminds me like it kind of reminds me of like Shez from Fire Emblem Warriors, which is one of the coolest
Yes.
characters in Fire Emblem that will probably never come back. Uh, but yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just was
No, no,
agreeing with you.
no, no. It's I know we talked about the art for Engage on our direct recap show. Like I said, this is very clean and it's very light. It's not really dark and heavy. I would Yes, it does have an anime style, but it has I don't know, it's something about it just speaking like this is more a new direction of going back to the old look of Fire Emblem and moving it into this modern age while mixing the Pokemon aesthetic to it in a sense with its colors and ideas and everything.
Hmm.
Um I'm excited. Like I said, this is the first game that I'm buying in 2022, 23 for Nintendo. Like this is a must have. I'm excited for Marth being in it and everything.
Hmm.
Uh
I'm excited
I,
Lucina's going to be in it because Lucina is my favorite Fire Emblem character. um,
oh, okay.
and I saw her emblem. They didn't show her, but they showed her emblem, and I am hoping that means she's going to be in it. Uh, I don't really know why she's my favorite. She's just kind of like my favorite, but you know.
There's another I had to go to Fire Emblem Awakening because there is one female character. She's a force to be reckoned with, and I think she got like short red hair. Uh, she has like this kind of like this manly presence, like she's very strong and everything, and it's her dialogue toward like rejecting man, like putting man down. She will put folks down with the quickness, and I love her. Uh, but like I said, I gotta go through Awakening to find out who she is because she's like my favorite
You said
and
short
everything.
red hair?
Yeah,
Does she wear
I
a
think
witch
she did.
hat?
No, I
Um,
think she's supposed to be like. I think she starts skinned. I think She's like a close to being a black person or something.
hmm.
I'll have to go through it.
Well, I'm on the Fire Emblem
Cause
Awakening character list, so I'm trying to look them up here. Um,
okay.
hmm. Let's see here. You said short red hair?
Yeah, I thought she had short red hair.
Hmm. The only one that has like red. Let's see. There's Anna, who has her hair in a ponytail. There's uh. Let's
I
see.
don't know if she's. I don't know if she does I think does she do a spear?
A spear? Huh.
Uh,
I don't know. I can't help you here. I don't see any short-haired people. All I see, Lucina is the second generation character. You have to like pair yourself with one of the other characters. I think you have to pair yourself with Crom to get Lucina, but
hmm
because I think it's Robin and Crom's love child. So, uh, but yeah, Lucina's the
That's a
best.
Awakening, I would love to see on the eShop. I would pay $29.99 for that.
Well, remember there was a talk of like a Fire Emblem remaster for Switch at one point, right? Like
Hmm.
I think it was Fates. I don't think it was Awakening, but like I mean, I think if you just kind of HDified those games and took away the bottom screen stuff, because like I mean the bottom screen didn't really do a lot anyway, but like if you just put those back out for $40 or $50, I think people would probably buy them. just you know.
I mean,
I mean, you could probably put.
I
So I think Fire Emblem Fates, you could actually probably put all three of those games on one cartridge for $60. You know,
mhm.
and that way you could like choose your path and do it correctly and do whatever. That's just my opinion, though.
it's it's so weird. I think after Awakening, the Fire Emblem box art has just been, and I'm sorry to say this, I have fallen in love with that. It sometimes makes other Nintendo artwork to be like, y'all could have done better.
Wait, with what? Which art? Which art?
With we're looking at Fire Emblem's artwork, cover art for
Oh,
their games.
oh,
Other games from different developers just be like, man, you guys could have did better. Like this artwork stands out. Yes, that even includes Breath of the Wild. I love Breath of the Wild. Trust me, I love the box art. But man, there has been some people who have really did some amazing artwork for Breath of the Wild, like fan art. And there's just something about the Fire Emblem games that after Awakening, I'm like, this artwork is just amazing. Because I love, like, Fates and is it Fates and Conquest or
well,
uh
the series is Fire Emblem Fates, and then
Fates?
there's Birthright,
Birthright.
Conquest, and Revelations underneath the Fates banner. So,
Birthright is the purple one, I believe, right?
nope, Birthright's the red one. Birthright's the easy one. Conquest is the ridiculously difficult one, and then Revelations is
Okay.
kind of like a mixture of the two with
Yeah.
more gameplay elements from Birthright.
Because Conquest I love. If it's that dark purple one,
Uh huh.
with the right. I love that cover of Conquest. Like I bought both games, but I started out with Conquest.
Oh, see, I start
With
out with Birthright. I like because I knew Conquest was supposed to be the hard one. I'm like, I'm not playing the hard version.
mhm.
I have a hard
Well,
enough time with the
to me,
easy games. I'm not playing the hard ones.
to me, Birthright was. I feel like Birthright is very cosplay, and this look like people could easily cosplay it with that, with the clothing and with the color palette. Something about Conquest was just like, man, this is dark, this is deep. I'm more on their side. I don't care if they're villains or not. The the art direction for this sold me, drew me in. So that's why I love Conquest
Hmm.
and everything.
Yeah.
And of course, three houses and three and like three hopes. Of course, they all look good, and like I have no problem with this artwork, and I'm glad Marth is in this game and everything because I would love to see a lot of these old Fire Emblem characters kind of maybe redesigned or drawn in whatever way and placed in this game.
I would
We still
love.
don't. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, this seems like this is what this game's gonna be, but I would love a Fire Emblem All Stars kind of
Yes,
game,
yes.
but more of like a more like I guess Three Houses or even maybe like a straight up RPG to an
Hmm.
extent. So
I might look up a retrospective about the Fire Emblem games. I know there's got to be one out there.
well, I'm
I would
sure
love to
there
see
is.
the history of all the games and
Yeah,
everything.
I'm sure there is. So,
So
anyways, Fire Emblem Engage comes out January 20th. Uh,
trust me, we're gonna be. Right, I have a feeling we're gonna buy it. Get at least play a week of it and then have a discussion
oh
about
no,
that
dude,
game.
that's gonna be the only game I play until Destiny comes out. uh, so, because here's the thing. I love Fire Emblem. I'm gonna play it.
Hmm.
There's nothing that comes out until Hogwarts Legacy for me, at least. And then what comes out? Oh, Kirby in October.
No, no, because you are on expansion on the latest expansion pass. Everybody go watch it. We talked about the Legend of Zelda. You said that Hogwarts is in trouble because the Destiny expansion comes out 4 days after that
I,
game
I
comes
was
out.
I was getting there.
Okay, I
Listen,
just wanted to make sure.
listen. So I said there's nothing that comes out that I want to play until Hogwarts Legacy next year for anything after Fire Emblem. But then like Destiny comes out 3 days later, so that I'm like, well, I'm not going to start Hogwarts Legacy and then put it down and to play Destiny for 2 months until Zelda comes out. So like I'm like, this would have been the perfect time for Hogwarts Legacy to come out is right now because I'm not playing anything. I'm literally not playing anything. I'm going to go play Nier, which is 4 years old, but I'm going to play it because it's on the Switch now. And then Mario Rabbids, right? Like, here's the thing. It's like, I've been playing a lot of Destiny lately, and it's coming to that point where, like, it's time for me to, like, I think I'm going to start winding down my Destiny playtime because I'm not getting burnt out, but I feel like I need to play other things, and usually during the holiday festivities is usually when people start hanging up their controllers for Destiny. Season of the Lost starts in 2 weeks, and then the Christmas event, and a new season starts in December. But like, man, October, November, it's like October, November are the times I'm going to start catching up on games, and then Persona comes out, which I will probably play that over the winter break.
And I'm still debating on how I'm doing this. Am I doing X? I'm definitely doing it on Switch, but I wonder should I do? And I know it's coming to Game Pass for Xbox, so I'm like, do I
No.
do it digitally or do I go and do a physical version for Xbox?
I don't know. Just choose one console and play it. You're not. There's no way you can get through this game on 2 consoles. I'm not even gonna get through it on 1.
I mean, I have the regular Persona 5 and Royal on PlayStation 4. So, of course, I want it for Switch. Like, there's no joke. But I love that red on that green box for Persona 5. I can't help it. I love art does this to me, Corey. You know this. Like, when I see your art, or you just send me stuff that you're creating, I scream. I give you like 15,000 yeses in. Just sometimes I be like, nah, you can work with this or you can work with this. But you know how I am about art.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I know I'm gonna get it on Switch. I know it's coming to Game Pass and all that stuff, but like I just I'm just gonna end up getting it on Switch and not. The thing is too is like I don't know what I want to play on Xbox, and like I've been thinking about PlayStation 5 recently, and like it's been readily available a lot, except that it costs $500, and I would really have to have a strong conversation with my wife to convince her why I need another game console in this house. But like, I mean, there's games on PlayStation I didn't play this year. Like, I really want to play Horizon. I really want to play Ghost of Tsushima, and I really want to play God of War. And I said when there's 3 or 4 games on the console that I really want, I will get one, right? And I said I would buy one for Horizon. Well, that didn't happen because it didn't happen.
Right.
But I mean, there's 5 things on PlayStation 5 now that I would like to play, right? And so now I think it's time to consider getting one. So that'll probably be something for birthday / Christmas / Hanukkah / I am hoping, that kind of thing. So. And if they're available too. I mean, that's the other thing is like they've been readily available on PlayStation Direct, but PlayStation doesn't want my money apparently because I already bought one through my PlayStation account for somebody else. And so the limit on your PlayStation account is 1, and I already bought it, so I can't buy it through PlayStation, so I have to wait for one of these other ones.
Yeah, I'll just continue to wait in the store. I'll be fine.
I also want a digital one, which are like almost completely out of stock. Um,
Which is weird. I thought they would have more digital than the physical one.
well, the thing is that in in the middle of the country where internet is bad, people are still playing on discs, so they need to get more of those out anyway. But also they rely on the retailers to carry the consoles. So and
Hmm.
why would you carry a console if you can't sell accessories for it or games? So um, you know, but I mean, during the pandemic though, digital sales of all consoles went from like 30% to almost 80%, which is crazy, which is awesome. But
Yeah.
the thing is like on Switch, like I like having the digital stuff on Switch, but you never know. You never know if
I
Nintendo's going to carry over their games.
What the thing about it is that digital to me for Nintendo is this is literally the expression past everybody, so I apologize. Digital to me feels like the backup. Physical is what people want because once again we know that when people go out to look for that physical for a Nintendo system and it's not there, they're jacking up the price three to five times than what it should be.
Well, that's what we're
So if
having.
you
That's
don't
the
get the
problem with Bayonetta right now, right? I mean,
yeah,
people didn't pre-order it, and now they're looking for it, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna have to pay like triple the price," And I mean,
and
mine's
it's
coming from Best Buy on Thursday, so I'm not that worried about it. But
and I really think that I don't know what the world happened with with that game not being available on Best Buy because I'm like you had it on pre-order for every store and then you just well we're not getting it. Wait, what the heck? You didn't not I could understand if they had the pre-orders available uh for it to be shipped out to people. I could understand that. But it felt like it was guaranteed that stores was going to get Bayonetta 1. So,
yeah,
and we're still in the first news set. We
we
got
are.
two more to go.
It's fine. Speaking of digital games, Ed, it's time to say goodbye to Google Stadia. Now we had a there's an upcoming expansion pass on Google Stadia that you can listen to. I think patrons get it this week and free feeds next week, but I still think it's worth bringing up on the main show because I think that Google Stadia was an interesting discussion point.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it proved a lot of things the way we think about digital games and streaming games in particular. This past week, Google announced that they will be shutting down their Stadia gaming platform. The platform was Google's attempt to break into gaming in a major way, hiring big industry names like Phil Harrison and Jade Raymond, and dumping millions of dollars into what is still looked at as some of the best streaming technology out there, but with many mistakes along the way, like a lack of first-party games pay per game with the rise of subscriptions, and no way to actually store a local download on your PC. The platform did not see the success they had hoped. Stadia released its founders and premium packages in November of 2019, with their free to start package making its way out in March of 2020. In 2021, Google decided to shut down their first party efforts and will shut down their service officially on January 18th, 2023. Ed, back in the day, I actually almost bought the Founders Edition. I thought this was pretty interesting technology. Also, the premium edition came with Destiny, and I wanted to play it at 60 frames a second on my TV, which was not maybe not the best way to do that. But yeah, I mean, we had a really great discussion about Google Stadia and the
Mm-hmm.
technology, and I don't want to talk about this here, but we did talk about what if Switch utilized Google's streaming technology for their cloud initiative, and if it would be interesting to people. But I mean, what are your thoughts on this overall? I mean, this was their big try at video games, and it kind of failed.
It, I think if when you look at it now, um, it is sad. It's more of an experimental because it's kind of like this was supposed to be the future of cloud gaming.
Hmm.
Um, it was and streaming, and like it felt like it was more reliable. But I think the way that they outrode everything was just like a marketing disaster.
Hmm.
You can say whatever you want to about the Wii U and how Nintendo rolled that out, but at least there was consistent talk about Nintendo Wii U, whether positive or negative, whatever you want to discuss it. There
Hmm.
was still a presence about that. Google Stadia, as much as they tried with the commercials, as much as they tried with the games and all of that, it really felt like nothing about that was interesting to people.
Yeah.
People tried it, but that's it. I'm like, if you're going to try something, you might as well stick with it for a bit so you can see what you're going to get out of it. Because the thing about it is, you're wasting money for something that is not going to benefit you in the long run. If I got Stadia, I need to make sure that I'm playing more Stadia. I need to make
Hmm.
sure that people are knowing about the technology and the news that was going out. And because it wasn't something that was consistent in the video game landmark, it failed to keep up with why people will want this. Now, a good example of it though was Cyberpunk 2077. It was the strongest out of all, even with PC being released, out of all the versions that came out, Stadia was at that point was the definitive version to play it
Well,
and
I mean,
stuff.
I
Yeah,
still think PC version was the definitive way to play that. I think.
but every time that news stories came out about Cyberpunk, about it being playable and not having that many bugs, Stadia was the thing.
Well, I think if you
Google,
wanted the
oh
console experience of Cyberpunk, that was the definitive way to play it in terms of console style play
yes,
because
yes,
it was based on the PC version, right? And
yes.
I'm sure Google paid a very hefty price to get the promotion and stuff on that. I mean, granted,
Hmm.
Xbox had a lot of the promotion on that in the console space, but Stadia had a lot of pull with Cyberpunk also. Uh, I do want to mention, Ed, that there are two things here, one bad and one good here. We'll start with the bad and end with the good. There were games coming out this week and at the end of the month and in November who didn't know about this shutdown until they tweeted it out. And
Yeah, it looked like the whole industry didn't know about it.
yeah, and like, we talked a little bit about this on Tower Casuals, but like Bungie didn't know about it either. And they found out through the tweet and they had like an emergency meeting on what their plan was to handle this because they had plans to put it out on Stadia. We looked it up, and after the tweet was made, the Lightfall purchasing page was still up on the Stadia website to buy, and the bundles and all the expansions and a bunch of games were still available to purchase after they made the announcement they were shutting it down. So, but with that said, the good thing, and I think this was really kind of the only way that they could handle it without a PR nightmare, is that they are refunding everybody who purchased any games, expansion packs, or hardware through the Google store or through the Stadia store, which I think is a
Hmm.
pretty good move on their part. I mean, I know Stadia didn't sell a lot compared to consoles, but that's still like a lot of money. You think of all the Stadias out there, all the packages were like $60 to $120, and then each game, right, like probably somewhere between $25 and $60 expansions, that kind of stuff, right? Like that's a
Hmm.
lot of money to have to give back to people.
And I think they had trouble releasing a lot of systems at the time of release. So it kind of felt like what the Steam Deck is doing, that they're releasing it in at various times that
Mm-hmm.
people could get their system and everything. So now that probably the system is out or the service is out and everything,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's a great way to refund everybody because people who are worried about cloud gaming, then they felt like they wasn't going to get their money back. But Google is a big company,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they have a lot of money to refund people who do it, and they probably got the information to see, okay, this is what they bought, this is of course what they're using. Let's just refund them everything. Bam, easy
Mm-hmm.
refund. When it hits
Yeah.
your bank, that that's gonna be between you and the bank. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think that I agree with you. I think that's a great thing to refund people who believed in the believed in idea,
Mm-hmm.
supported them with what they were trying to do, and not to be like, well, we're discontinuing the service, so we're gonna keep your money.
Yeah.
No, they were
And
just like, you don't have the license no more, so we're gonna refund you.
and the other thing too that was actually really good out of this is like a lot of the people who are working on Stadia and that technology and the platform and stuff
Hmm.
have been kind of shifted to other parts of Google. So like nobody
Hmm.
lost their jobs either, which was also really nice to hear. Because sometimes when you hear like something shut down or a studio closes or something, everybody loses their jobs or whatever, and it's like you hope nobody ever has to lose their job. And that was really nice to hear that nobody's going to lose their job because like even though Stadia is leaving, the technology is still really interesting and really fascinating and works really well. And I think they're going to start working with other companies and other uh, developers and stuff to see how maybe they can utilize the Stadia tech to be a complement to their platform, right? Like the way that Microsoft
Yeah.
uses cloud gaming to complement Game Pass on console, right? And I mean, I think Sony would probably be the prime example of this to go make a deal with Stadia, but also I actually think like, and not to keep bringing up Bungie and Destiny and stuff, but Bungie has been looking for a cloud solution for some of their stuff for a long time,
Hmm.
especially for older stuff, bringing in older stuff like older campaigns and whatnot. Like this might they might have a some sort of relationship with Google. I mean, obviously they have one already, but like they could have a new one where like, hey, we could use some of this tech in house for future projects for bringing in old stuff that we've kind of vaulted, that kind of stuff. So
And I know we got one more story. And everybody really go watch the discussion when it drops. Like we really had a good one. I know we had our different opinions and everything, but thinking back, Corey, about you brought about licensing out the technology out to Nintendo. I could see this. I don't know if we reported on the story, but Nintendo's going to stop having Twitter and Facebook sign-ins
mhm,
for your Nintendo account. But
right,
I think your Google will still be able to work. So if Nintendo is working with Google or there's something that's going on with that, I literally have a feeling that Google might be an interesting party for their next console or for Switch Elite. We don't
yeah,
know. But if Nintendo is having, I'm not saying that the partnership with Microsoft and Nintendo is not working out or that's going to be over anytime soon. But I'm like,
hmm
if Nintendo could get that license to do streaming or do something cloud, because Nintendo doesn't do cloud based. It's another company doing third party cloud based stuff for Nintendo. Just want
yeah.
to make that clear. But if
Well, I
Nintendo
think
wants
it's
to
on a
get,
I think it's on a game per game basis.
yes, yes, and I think if Nintendo wants to get into cloud gaming, um, along with third party, if this technology is good enough to happen, and maybe Nintendo, maybe this is something that for Nintendo online expansion pass, hey, $10 added on, or just or do, because I think we talked about Microsoft for doing like a family package. This is an
hmm
old Arsenal X discussion.
Well,
Doing a whole
they
package.
are doing a family package now for Game Pass.
Well, I think the family package was just like you're adding stuff. not only for your Xbox but for your PC also, like Microsoft Word
Oh,
or Teams, like that kind of thing or something, and for a year and everything.
yeah,
If Nintendo was just like, hey, for $75, not only do you get the Nintendo expansion for Nintendo and Super Nintendo, you also get in it in Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis Online, and you get the streaming stuff. You get Google Streaming or Stadia, whatever that Nintendo wants to call it, or anything with it. And with this package, you could stream upcoming games and everything. So if you want to play Resident Evil Remake 2, you don't have to buy it. Play it on our Nintendo streaming account right here.
yeah. I mean, we know there's two companies that will definitely not be attempting this, right? Because it's Microsoft and Amazon, right? Because they have their own cloud stuff,
Yes.
right? Like AWS cloud is big, and I know that Luna is kind of piggybacking off that. Um,
hmm
Microsoft has Azure, right? Which I know Sony kind of signed some sort of contract with Microsoft to use Azure as their streaming or cloud-based solutions for stuff. Which, I mean, we've seen people terminate contracts before to go with someone else, right? And
Yeah.
so I think that the technology is super interesting. I'm interested to see who's gonna attempt to go after Google and say, "Hey, we want to use your tech."
I and I really feel like Nintendo, this is your time to do it. You don't, and like I said, they don't have to do it now, but I'm like, priority for your upgrade Switch or your next gen system, get to talking.
Yeah,
Literally get
I
to talking. If y'all, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think anybody's interested in this on Switch specifically. I just think Nintendo has set such a precedent of people wanting to collect. I mean, they're having a hard enough time getting people to stop buying physical games, let alone stream them, right? So, I mean,
hmm
that's just where I'm at. All right, Ed, let's talk about toys.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more about that discussion, you can listen. No, seriously, if you want to hear more about a Stadia discussion, you can check out our expansion pass episode because we talked all about this. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to hear it this week, you can go to Patreon. If you want to hear it next week, then just wait, wait 10 days, I guess. Let's talk about some toys, Ed. New Mario toys are on the way based off the Super Mario movie. Listings for the toys based off the Super Mario movie have been spotted on Amazon from Jack Specific. Listings for a wide variety of characters have leaked, including Toads, Mario, Peach, and much more. I saw someone list a Toads, like a van, like a Toad van of some sort. So I don't know. Many Nintendo fans have October 6th circled to see and hear the trailer for the first time. The Super Mario movie stars the likes of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, and Jack Black. I don't really have much else to say. It's just really interesting that the toys are being listed. Supposedly they have like 12 points of articulation. They're very posable. They're very not typical of a Nintendo figure. They almost sound like those Good Smile toys that they've been putting out, which, by the way, I really want the Metroid Dread one, and I really want the Lucina one they just put out. They're like $100
nice.
a piece.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
well,
anyways,
someone does have a birthday coming up in next month, so
nope. You have
I
any
see it
interest in buying
somewhat.
these toys?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't either. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I really don't have anything else
Cool.
to say.
I mean, it's a movie thing, so this was expected. Um, but I guess great. I
Yeah,
don't.
neat, as they say.
Yes.
But that's all the news we have, Ed. I'm gonna take a quick look, real quick, one more at another thing. There was one other thing I wanted to bring up though, Ed. So supposedly, a fired a fired Nintendo game tester has come out and said that they were fired by asking questions about unionizing.
Mm-hmm.
Very odd, and I know there's been a lot of, well, not a lot of, but there's been some negative talk about the way Nintendo has handled their contract and outside outsourced workers.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this is kind of like a management issue and not a company issue. But I'm going to read some quotes I found here on Nintendo Life. Excuse me. Uh, so, hold on. Is this the right? Yeah. So this person came out and said, "What does Inoue think about the unionization trend in QA and in the game industry as of late?" This was a question they asked. They claimed to be have been reprimanded about this, and then a few weeks later fired. Now, I know everybody likes to jump on companies for this, but I've also worked jobs where people like to complain about certain things and they don't work, and then they show up late and don't do their jobs correctly, and then wonder why they get fired. So I'm not going to take sides here. I know unionization in gaming is a big thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about this or not. It just seems very interesting.
I think it's did they go like a third party for this one, or is this a different, or this is like a person who actually worked at Nintendo? Um, because I seen the story, but I just didn't take the time to read it, and I apologize to everybody. Um, I think I just want the full story for things to come out
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I mean,
So
we never really get very controversial on the show because we're fans of the company and we try to keep it positive, 99.9% of the time. I just it's very strange to hear when companies kind of treat their employees like this across the board, and it sucks. I mean, it's not just Nintendo. Allegedly, it's a lot of people, and I mean, we saw the Activision kind of unionization stuff with Raven, and
hmm
uh, I think there are certain situations where unions should exist, and there are certain situations where they probably don't need to. But I'm also not smart enough to tell you if this is one of them. So, uh,
yeah,
I just
I
I just wanted to bring it up to make people aware that this is going on, and not just at Nintendo, but across the industry, and how people at the bottom of the totem pole are kind of being treated like the bottom of a totem pole.
yeah, I think yeah, I really just don't have much because I feel like this is different than what happened at Activision than
Yeah,
what happens with Nintendo. Because I think with Activision, you know, they are people that they hired or companies that they have brought. And from Nintendo, it's just like we go through a third party. It's not actually us hiring anything about it. Because the thing about it is that if you're going to get hired by Nintendo, there's a contract that you're going to sign and have to go through. And you have to make sure that when you sign this contract and you go through everything, that if something that you don't agree upon, you let them know and you don't take the job. But
yeah,
if you go ahead and start agreeing upon stuff from this contract, you know what you're getting into.
hmm
So
yeah,
I can't say no more than that. If it's a third party that's involved that works with Nintendo, you have to go more through the party than you have to go with Nintendo. And the same thing is going to happen. If you get that contract, you know what you're getting into.
yeah. So I just it's something to think about. Maybe we'll talk about it on an expansion pass, or we'll talk about it at some point on a different show,
Mhm.
or I maybe get somebody who is more familiar with unions on a 1v1 and discuss something like that. I don't know. Because I think that this topic is interesting. I just wish I knew more about it. And I want to get both sides of the story. I think this is a topic too where a lot of people just like to jump on companies because they're companies and not look at the whole situation, right? Like I said earlier, what if this is a person who showed up late to work and just complained about everything and didn't do their job correctly? Or and I'm not saying this person is or not, right? Like, I'm just in general, I've worked enough jobs. I've worked enough jobs to, know that those people exist. And yeah, that's all. That's all I want to say. But also, like, I've seen companies treat their employees bad too. So,
there's always a street that you go to, some neighborhood, that there are construction workers with signs out striking.
Yeah, especially in our areas, right? Like Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland.
Yeah.
These are all areas that we're familiar with that are very unionized, right? Like, I mean, Goodyear is right down the street, and I remember my dad telling me stories about when the rubber workers were striking, and they had the office workers go down and do some of the jobs, and he had to do some of that work, and it was not great, he said. So, shout out to my dad, by the way. His birthday is, by the time you hear this on podcast feeds, his birthday is tomorrow. So, happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Derek.
71. Man.
Looking like the man looking like he's in his his 50s.
I know. That's what everybody says. Every time nobody can believe my dad is 71. Man, dude. So side tangent, and we're gonna get to doc mode in a second, but like, dude, I remember my dad's 40th birthday party like it was yesterday. Like, he had this shirt with this bright purple and yellow writing on it that said "I'm 40 now" or something like that. And like, I thought, man, my dad is old. He's 40, and like, I'm gonna be 40 soon. I'm like, oh no. Anyways, love you, Dad. Excited for vacation.
Yes. Well, everybody, it's time for doc mode. As we enter October and people are getting their spooky games ready to play, stream, and actually learn about them, Corey and I have been thinking about Luigi's Mansion. From the GameCube to the 3DS, and with Luigi's Mansion 3 on Switch, it got me thinking about Luigi as a character and why it makes sense to have a game like it. For this episode, Doc Mode, do spooky or horror games, can spooky or horror games be fun and thrilling? Should more titles like Luigi's Mansion be available for people who don't play survival horror games? Lastly, will Nintendo themselves make a concurrent survival horror series in the future? You ready, Elite? Boo, agents.
I hate you so
Let's.
much.
Oh
my gosh, you're the worst.
Why? I love making this fun. So we're kind of talking about like some kind of spooky or horror games being fun in the sense. And the reason I bring up Luigi's Mansion, it's not a survival horror game. It's not really spooky, but it's very creative in how they mix you capturing ghosts, puzzle elements. Like, they bring that Nintendo design to something. And of course, we know Luigi is supposed to be like a scaredy cat, but yet it's very comedic that he has a ghost dog in Luigi's Mansion, that he's happy to relax and then fall asleep. Or, just the way that they make you think about, how do I capture this ghost and all of these crazy things. Like, it's very fun, and they do it in a nice comedic way for people who are too scared. Now, Corey, you have had your history with horror games on the Dreamcast. I have mine's with
Nintendo should just partner with Sega and bring back Blue Stinger. So,
oh goodness gracious. Can you see Blue Stinger? Oh my goodness, a Blue Stinger Switch with the Pro controller.
Oh man, that'd be
Oh
awesome.
my goodness, with the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Um, yeah, I mean, look, I think, I think Nintendo and horror games, like you think of some of the most iconic horror games, they either appeared on Nintendo first or they are
Hmm.
Nintendo's, right? Like, I mean, a lot of people still hold Eternal Darkness in high regard, right?
Yes.
Um, I think if you returned to that franchise in some capacity, obviously it couldn't be the same game because that game was so based on the technology of the early 2000s and the late 90s.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, the green volume bar at the bottom, like, oh my gosh, it was, and the TV fuzz and just like erasing memory cards and stuff. You can't do that now, right? No, that stuff doesn't
Yes.
exist. So, I mean, you could, I think you could do something really interesting with Eternal Darkness as a psychological horror game,
Hmm.
uh, and still make it work. Um, you would really have to find the right developer to do that. Uh, I think the Frame franchise is a really interesting take on that too. I know it's not Nintendo related directly, but I know Nintendo has had its hand in that pot for a while.
They got stock in it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's that's really interesting. And speaking of Blue Stinger, like Fatal Frame actually reminds me a lot of the prequel to Blue Stinger, which is Ill Bleed,
Hmm.
because that game is
Uh,
all based around like taking pictures and activating certain things with pictures and not necessarily pictures, but just like looking through like a lens and whatever. That game is really
mhm.
weird. I don't need that game to come back. um, but I'm trying to think of like Nintendo franchises that would be good in a survival horror sense. Or what
Oh,
Nintendo
well,
could do is just make a new IP that could be their survival horror, which I think would be
right.
really interesting to let Nintendo make a new IP in that sense.
And and Metroid Fusion, I felt like that was a survival horror because that that other Samus or Dark Samus or the Parasite X Samus was scary to get like to scary in the fact that you didn't know where it was going to come from, and
Yeah, but
because that game is so
people
new
know
to
what to
you.
expect from Metroid now, though, right? I mean, especially with just
It,
putting Dread out, and people know Metroid Prime is a first-person shooter. Like,
mm,
I don't think you could do that now. Um, with Metroid, I think Metroid being atmospheric and scary in that sense is interesting,
mhm.
especially since it's based off Alien, which is for all intents and purposes a horror movie, uh, at least in my mind. But I don't think you could do that with Metroid. I think Nintendo actually needs to go out of their way and make a new IP to do something like this.
Well, I think it's horror in the sense that you don't want to get that game over
Hmm.
because you've and in Metroid Fusion and a little bit of Metroid Dread, you're trying to become powerful throughout the adventure. But when you are literally like crawling, you don't have your suit, and the parasite is looking for you, like you some people just get I think it's the nervousness that people get because sometimes like you get to those moments where you want to drop the controller and you start freaking out and stuff. I do agree, Nintendo needs their own concurrent series, like, and
Hmm.
I think that's why I put it at the end of the question, that they need their own survival horror. And it's not because of it's something that they're not familiar with or anything,
Hmm.
but they're in Japan. Japan has a lot of mythological, and they know how to tell ghost stories. They know how to do horror well. Just look at all the films that have came out and everything. Now, the thing about it is we don't have a director in Nintendo that could think about it. But because they got a young cast there, I believe they could do something about it. Look, Nintendo made some scary stuff in Super Mario Brothers 3. That go those moves are no joke.
Mm-hmm.
or anything. And even in Super Mario World, just like being chased by some boos is frightening sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's just like it's so creative on how Nintendo does that. But if they could get someone that could, and I don't want to say go out and get like Bloober Team or something like that. If they could create a developer or get not so much intelligence system, but get someone who's not really making anything right now to see what they could R&D and
Mm-hmm.
test and make something really scary. What was that
Well,
one game? Oh goodness,
well,
go
I
ahead.
think I mean not to get off the survival horror aspect for a second, but I actually
Mhm.
think like Nintendo could actually do something really cool with stuff like Mario Party, Mario
Yes,
Kart, Smash, right? Like instead of like fighter passes, like maybe I would I think Nintendo has a lot of properties that could go the Fortnite route and
hmm
be like free almost free to play or like sold at a lower tier of price point and and like have a battle pass and like during like Halloween they have like a 6 week battle pass that's like, oh well, you can unlock all these costumes for almost in an Overwatch sort of way where like, oh
yes.
well, instead of normal Peach or whatever, you could have like Witch Peach or Vampire Mario or Spooky Luigi or whatever. Like I think you could totally do stuff like that. And now like the battle passes don't have to have something for every character. And maybe if you let's say you want the next Smash to last like 7 or 8 years,
hmm
maybe you have different characters involved the next year, right? Like year one would be like, I don't know, you pick 10 characters and then the next year you pick like 10 more characters to do costumes for and stuff. And instead of like color swaps of these characters, which I mean you could still have, right? But like you just have costume swaps.
The Nintendo program that you have on your Switch, where you could change your icon,
Uh-huh.
and do your daily quest.
Yeah.
Why not have a October theme with your Mario characters or Metroid or Splatoon or Smash or whoever? Like you can have these on your systems. Complete these tasks in these games and get these coins so you can get these characters and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I agree. If you want to do stuff that's in game stuff with this, do it.
I mean
That
they're already doing it with Mario Kart Tour, right? I mean that's like the
yes,
like I mean I was watching my nephew play Fortnite and I was looking at the battle pass and like kind of studying it a little bit. And I mean I play games with battle passes and season passes and stuff, right? Like Destiny has a season pass and you get stuff for completing that. But like I was looking at Fortnite's battle pass and I'm like, man, they have like 10 pages of this battle pass and you know once you every 10 levels you unlock another page and then when you complete different tasks in the game you get these battle stars or something that you can use to buy the things on the pages that you've unlocked. And I'm like, that's a really interesting smart idea. And then
hmm
you can also spend those battle stars on currency, which you could, instead of spending money on the next battle pass, you can buy in-game currency to buy the next battle pass instead of spending real money.
yeah.
And I was like, man, this
And
is like a really like I know a lot of people don't care for Fortnite and it's an easy game to pick on, but they're doing a lot of things right in terms of it.
yes.
Granted, their monetization is like, oh my gosh, if you want to buy like a Marvel skin, like I said earlier, it's like $30 or $40. But
Yeah.
like I mean, their 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 original characters, right, and their original skins, they're like they're anywhere between like $7 and $15, right? I mean, and they look cool. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people who aren't into Marvel, so they're gonna go buy the other characters, right? Or not
Mhm.
into Batman or Destiny or Halo or whatever, right? Like those skins are the ones that cost more because you got to pay the licensing fees on it. But like,
And Corey, Nintendo has Animal Crossing.
oh, I know that's the thing too. Is like Animal Crossing is the big one where I'm like, man, if this was free to
Can you?
play and you had your like seasonal pass or whatever, and oh, I could buy more acorns, or I could like buy the battle pass and do certain tasks in the battle pass or the season pass and like unlock these things like that. I mean that could get real scary, right? But
Yeah,
also like
and
if they did it
even though
right,
they
it
have
would make sense.
they have Pocket Camp still going and everything. Like I would even with Pikmin 4, I could see a horror theme or a scary kind. Because
Or like it takes
I'm
place
gonna
in a
say
neighborhood
this.
though, right? Like I mean, from
Yes.
that short amount, like Pikmin 4, like it takes place in a neighborhood. If you play it in October, like you see like Halloween decorations on the houses. If you play it in Christmas time or holiday time, you see Christmas and Hanukkah decorations up. You know, if you play it depending on time zone, like during a country's like national day, like in the US we have
Hmm.
Independence Day, right? Like you see fireworks and flags waving and fireworks going off and uh you know, I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do. Like the way that I mean, you could totally do that the way that Animal Crossing does it almost.
Yeah.
I
And I
kind
know
of I kind
people.
of hope Pikmin is like a longer version of of Pikmin. Uh
Hmm.
I don't care for Animal Crossing, as people know, but I think you could totally do something like Animal Crossing with Pikmin by building up a
Yeah.
base and finding parts to build up a base to kind of like almost like a farming sim in a sense.
I kind of would love to dress my Pikmin up in like Halloween costumes,
Yeah.
have a thing. Because I think Nintendo could get into that holiday spirit for some things, and I think with October being kind of like everybody's just declaring it spooky or horror theme and stuff, I think Nintendo has enough properties or could create a new IP to get into it. Yes, I will a Smash Battle Pass for October Halloween
Hmm.
theme for their characters, and hey, if you want it free, sign up for Nintendo Special online.
Yeah. I
If you want to pay for it, $10 right here.
hmm I think a traditional Fortnite battle pass lasts like 2 months. I think.
Hmm.
In Destiny, I think is like 3 because there's 4 seasons in a year, and that would yeah. So like you could totally do something like that for like you know I think maybe it would have to be offset almost months. So like you couldn't go like eh, uh, I mean I guess you could go like October to December, but then you'd have to incorporate Halloween and Christmas stuff in there. So I think you might have to offset it a little bit, but like
Hmm.
I think even if you did like 6 battle passes a year, right? Like November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Like you could totally do a bunch of different things in those 2 months. Like I think that would be awesome.
I think with Nintendo, I think they can do that, but I think they'll do one charge. Because I would do this $25 for 6 months of a battle pass kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think was reasonable, and I believe with the success of how Smash did it and stuff, or even with the way that Mario Kart 8 is doing it, I think people will put $25 for this. Bam, here it is, and
Hmm.
I get these holiday, and I get these special stuff along with different events and everything. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So I mean, there's a bunch of things, and like even like Mario Party, right? You could release a board like a Halloween, like a in September, like say their season pass was like September, October, you could totally release a Halloween themed. I mean, you could release like a ghost house board or whatever, and like
hmm.
release costumes for the characters that are the theme of that board or whatever. And like maybe the battle pass is like, you know, the you pay for the board. The battle pass comes with the board, right? So it's like let's say it's $10, right?
Hmm.
And then it comes with the board. Like once you pay the $10, it unlocks the board, and then you play through the battle pass to unlock the costumes for the characters. Or maybe you play through the battle pass to unlock what are like the helper people, right? Like in in Super Mario Party you had like the assist characters, right? Like maybe you unlocked new assist characters or something to that effect, you know? Man, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and hey, F-Zero could come out and have something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Any
that.
game with a multiplayer component could totally do that.
Mhm. And I was about to say I give it up. I know we talk about Destiny a lot, everybody, but I do give it up to Destiny on how they handle their Halloween. How they handle Halloween in the game. They do, I think, with like a full month of it, I believe, uh, or 2 or 3 weeks, or the way that they Bungie handles it in Destiny.
It's
I feel like they do a
it's
great job.
4 weeks. It's 4 weeks this year.
Okay.
Well, it runs the second week of October through the first week of November. And then the Christmas stuff runs, I think, the last week of November through maybe the new year or the week before the new year. But yeah, I mean, their seasonal events are handled pretty nicely. I mean, sometimes the events themselves aren't very fun, but like the timing and like, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff is fun.
So yeah, so I think Nintendo should look more into survival horror. I think they could get a game. I think battle pass stuff or Halloween or holiday themed stuff that if they want to charge for some of their games and everything, if it's reasonable in the price and you're getting a lot of content, go for it. Heck, I would love to dress Kirby in some Fire Emblem outfits or something. Like I would love for that kind of interaction. That hey, maybe we do take our other IPs, put them put them in other games, for free DLC, or if people want to pay it, here you go. $5, $10 or whatever. You can put it like I would shoot heck dressing my characters up in Splatoon like something exclusive from Monster Hunter or anything, it would be crazy. But I'm down for stuff like that. Or heck yeah, give me a crazy house from Silent Hill in the next Smash game. Like let me fire kick pyramid hit. Like Nintendo has so much they could do just for 1 month. But if they want to do holiday, they want to do battle passes or seasonal stuff, and they want to charge at a reasonable price, because I think Nintendo does stuff reasonably when it comes to their DLC. Regardless of how much content that you're getting, I really feel like whether it's $20, 13 or $25, it's very, very reasonable what you're going to get. And even if they don't charge, here's the free DLC and update because you already spent $60. That's awesome. I love when Nintendo do that.
Yeah.
So,
I like the idea, and I think Nintendo might be the one company who might actually do it correctly. So yeah, we'll see. But I mean, I hope they do something interesting for the people who enjoy spooky games, just because it's and not just the cloud releases of Resident Evil.
Yes. Oh goodness. I mean, yes. Well, everybody, it's time for question block, and we only got one question. MH Norris says, "What is your favorite Pokemon?" And if you guys want to know more, you can check out Boss Rush website to read Girl in Pink 44 editorial for her personal answer on who she chose as their favorite Pokemon. Now, for me, everybody knows I'm a grass type, and mine is Groville. He is a grass type starter. He kind of looks like a reptile with grass parts on it. He is the evolved version of Treco. He's the one that got that kind of like little hay thing in his mouth or whatever. He's my favorite. Now I was gonna say Raichu, because I love Raichu and I love his design and his long tail, but I have to be true to myself because I'm grass type. And so Groville, I just love the design and just the way that he attacks in Pokemon. So that is my favorite Pokemon. Corey, what is yours?
I mean, it's Charizard, right? I mean, I know that's like an easy answer, and I know that's like a very popular answer. But I mean, Charmander was my very first Pokemon, right? And I just remember playing through that whole game, and man, playing as Charmander was super tough because I want to say like the first 4 gyms, like Charmander was, and fire types were pretty useless, you know? And I really enjoyed using my Charmander and evolving into Charmeleon and then obviously Charizard. And it's just, I don't know, I have a lot of great memories of Pokemon Red and Blue and that Pokemon in particular. And it's not that like he really does anything fancy or cool or whatever. He was my first Pokemon, and I'm always going to have that attachment, you know? So,
I just love his sassiness in the first year of the Pokemon anime.
Oh yeah, the anime where like he just wouldn't listen to Ash at all, which is hilarious.
And dude was just like, I'm not about to listen to you. In fact, get away from me, fire.
Yeah.
I used to always die out laughing. I love that.
Yeah.
But
that's my answer.
But everybody, that's gonna be it for Nintendo Power Block. Corey, thank you. Where can we find you?
You can find me at I am Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on the Boss Rush podcast, various episodes of Standard Definition, and of course Expansion Pass.
Yes. You can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroGo and on Instagram. You can check out Nintendo Power Block on Wednesdays or your favorite podcast apps. You can check me out on Nintendo Expansion Pass. Also, Talk the Walk 1v1 and other places here at BossRush.net. Check out on BossRush Network. You can also check out our YouTube page on BossRush Network. And you can check us out at bossrush.net. Join us on our Discord. We would love to talk to you guys and have fun with you. Talk about snacks, gangs. Just join us as a community and everything. Corey, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the Sunday discussion. I like
Sundays. I like recording on Sundays. You know why, Ed? Because I did not just work all day and I slept in a little bit and I'm energized. So
yes.
I think as long as Ed is off on Sunday, we're going to record on Sundays.
Yes.
So follow Power Block Podcast on Twitter to TBD. I guess.
Yes. With that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on Nintendo Power Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Goodbye.